Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 237. Just checking in. Where you going? So, Reese is not here this evening. He banged up his knee pretty good. So he is hopefully watching from afar. Um, and then I have not heard from McMurray yet, so unsure whether he is going to be joining us tonight or not. Either way, this looks like we're gonna have a shortened show tonight. I am I'm beat like a drum. I am using muscles at work that I have not used in 25 years, so I am sore. So yeah, yeah. I see. We got Clarky here with us. Hey, buddy. You probably can hear him purring as usual. But Yeah, it's I am sore. Oh man, am I sore. Um and Yeah, I just wanted to come on here, let everybody know things are going well. And kind of show off some of the stuff that I've been doing. From my buddy Doug. He wanted me to print this one or this model in 1/300 scale, and it's a biggie. There's no denying that it is a large model. Here it is. This is the Rata. Um, if I'm not mistaken, it was never actually built, but this is what it would have looked like. These are twin 11-inch guns off of the knees now. Um, these are 88. If I remember correctly, these are either 88s or 105 millimeter guns, and then of course anti-aircraft guns. So it was, and then there was machine guns all over the damn thing. So printed that up for him. And then he's also wanting to get some Star Trek gaming in, specifically the FASA game. And I found on Thingiverse the a guy that is doing all of the FASA ship designs. So I'm printing them out in the FASA scale 1/3900th. He left. He's So if you're not gonna if you don't want to hang out for me, that's fine. Um, Cat's gone. He'll be back though. He'll be back. So I've got the original Enterprise here. How's that knee doing, Mister Mister Reese? And then I've got one of my favorites is called the Northampton class. These are in no way, shape, or form canon, but they were designed by FASA back in the late 80s. I always liked this little guy. And then the ever popular Chandley. And then this just weird, uh, weird ship. They call it the Baker class. It's rather mundane, but there's still something about it that is kind of cool. So I got more on the way. Oh, I also printed this behemoth out. This is in the same scale. This is in the same scale as Constitution Enterprise. It's gargantuan. And I printed it as two separate pieces because it wouldn't fit on my printer. So, um, so yeah, it it kind of got dinged up here on the back for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but tis what tis. Tis what tis. So I'm going to be getting those over to my buddy Doug tomorrow. It looks like so. Reese says his knee is sore. Uh, I I know I'm not as sore as you are, but I am. Like I said, I'm using muscles that I don't remember having. Um, work work the last couple of days has been very strenuous. So, but what's everybody working on out there themselves? Hissy, you got anything new going about? Charles, how are those orcs? You bringing any new ones online? Reese, how's your 20 millimeter stuff going? Um, you two cut it out. Hey, stop fighting. There's no fighting in the war room. Um, what else we got going? Um, oh yeah, I also got a original series D7 printed out. So that's pretty cool. Excuse me. So something. Excuse me. I've been listening to what is that book? It's by Ian Toll. Um, it is The Conquering Tide. It is the volume 2 of the Pacific War trilogy, The Conquering Tide, War in the Pacific Islands, 1942 to 1944. We just took Kwajalein and about to go take Eniwetok, and I knew that the atolls, the lagoons of the atolls, were big, but what it just I for whatever reason it didn't click as to how big they actually were or are because they still exist as atolls. The lagoons on those things, on both Kwajalein and Inuitak, and well, back then it was known as Truck. I guess now it's Chuk, Chuuk. I don't know. Oh, sorry to hear that, Reese. Haven't been able to touch any of it since the injury. Hoping to this weekend, maybe. Well, I should be available Saturday. It's supposed to be snowing here. Be on the lookout. You're supposed to be getting hit with quite a bit of snow as well. Um, I think they were saying Oklahoma City could see as much as 20 inches. I think might be a little far fetched, but it might happen. But anyway, back to Kwajalein and then we talk. The fact that the lagoons on those particular atolls were actually bigger. If I'm not mistaken, they're bigger than Pearl Harbor. Uh, is just it amazes me because they were saying in the book that Kwajalein Atoll was able to handle the entirety of the Fifth Fleet, and the Fifth Fleet was not a small force to say the least. Um, it had, I think, 4 or 5 battleships. It had at least a half dozen, if not more, uh, Essex class carriers, plus uh, scores of destroyers and you know light and heavy cruisers, and and then of course the entirety of um, the provisioning force. I think they called it Provisioning Squadron 10, with all of the fleet oilers and munitions ships. Uh, they would just lay anchor out in the middle of the lagoon, and if they needed fuel oil, the oil tanker would come up. They need more. They need more 20 millimeter, 40 millimeter rounds. The ammunition. It was like a drive-in. Like a Sonic drive-in. You pull up, you press the red button, you give your order, and out everything comes. Um, so it's just really, really amazing to me, uh, really how big the lagoons were in comparison to how small the islands are. I mean, uh, Kwajalein has an entirety of land surface area of like 6.3 square miles. Um, that's not very big, folks. 6.3 square miles is teeny tiny, in comparison to be able to the water within its lagoon able to. It's like something like 980 square miles or something. It's insane. But I wonder what other things that um, either by surface area or by time frame uh, are skewed in your thoughts. Another example of something that seems one way but is the other for me is Battle of the Bulge. Um, for whatever reason, Battle of the Bulge always uh, seemed like a long, drawn out, you know, several months, you know, type of an affair. But in reality, it was what, 2 weeks. Um, so yeah, it just things like that. When we look from afar and we describe things in history, it always seems to me that our mind skews one way or the other as to either the size of an area or or the amount of time something actually took, that type of thing. Um, like Gettysburg, I've got no concept of how big of an area the Battle of Gettysburg took place. No clue. I'm thinking it's sprawled out over, you know, 10, 15, 20 square miles. That could be it. Or it could all be in a pinpointed little area no bigger uh, than Swope Park in Kansas City or Central Park in New York City. Um, just I know about it. I know that you know a lot of a lot of fighting went on, but it doesn't register you know how big of an area I'm dealing with. So let's see here. Reese says predictions were all over the place here, calling it from anywhere from 3 to 18. Yeah, we're hearing for us anywhere from 1 to 8. So apparently, um, it's getting cold enough, far enough south that the moisture that's coming up from the Gulf of Mexico is going. isn't going to get past that barrier. So we're gonna Gettysburg is about 6,000 acres. Okay, and see that's another thing. I know the dimensions of an acre, um, but still, I have a hard time envisioning an acre. Uh, about 3 times the size of the new ranch. Well, considering I don't even know how big the new ranch is, you're not helping out any. If I'm not mistaken, though, a standard American football sized field, if I'm remembering correctly, is roughly an acre. I think so. Yeah, that's a pretty good piece of land there. That's a pretty good piece of land. But so what we got coming up this week for me gaming wise? Let's see here. Nope, wrong button. Let's see what we got going. Oh, I can't tell you what's happening between now and the 31st of January, so 10 days. 20% discount off of anything over at Wiley Games in the sci-fi range. So that's going to be Galactic Heroes, Starfighters. Um, I think that's including Adeptic, the they're not Space Marine Codex. They're not 40K Codex. Um, Actually, I think I might have. Here we go. Yeah. Galactic Sci-Fi Sale. We got Galactic Heroes, Starfighters, Battlesuit Alpha, Glorious Adventures in the Age of Steam, Codex Galactica, and Wasteland Warriors. All of that is going to receive a 20% discount, including bundles. So that's going to be a good way to dip your toes in there if you don't have them already. Starfighters, $20, so 20% discount off of that. It's gonna take $4 off. It's gonna make it $16. Battlesuit Alpha, $25, 20% off of that. Is gonna make it $20. So Glorious Adventures in the Age of Steam, $40 is gonna make it 32. And that's a great book. That is 3 games in one. To be honest, that's regular. That's your regular Mr.
It's regular
McMurray.
fistful of lead. Oh, sorry. Now I'm in.
Yeah, it's regular
It's
fistful of
regular
lead.
fistful of lead. It's bigger battles and starfighters mixed up. It's quite good.
Exactly.
It's one of the big omnibus
Exactly.
books. Big fan.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just telling them that 20% discount off all the sci-fi titles over there
Yep.
until the 31st. So, Charles got a horrified D&D setup, working on setting up Tonkin, First Indochina War, Italy 43 going back to table. All
Nice.
right. Good to hear. Good to hear. Welcome, McMurray. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
Good. Good. We do not have a Reese tonight because he banged up his knee.
Yep.
Bad enough to go to the hospital.
Yeah, it'll happen.
So, yeah. Well,
He's young. He's rubbed dirt in it. He'll be all right.
Yeah, rub dirt it, walk it off.
Yep.
So I showed this off earlier before you got here, but I printed out a Rata.
Nice. And 6 mil?
Yep.
Yep. Same. Those are cool.
Yeah, it's from my buddy Doug. This thing is
There you go.
huge.
Uh-huh.
I did not hollow it out so he could use it as a weapon.
Oh, yeah. Those are the best. Honestly, man, like, I stopped howling my resin prints a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got so many. I'm not the best at 3D printing by any means. So
Right.
between fears that I was going to get failures, having to change the damn resin or the alcohol out so much,
Oh yeah.
because sweet Jesus, you can hollow model as much as you want to. That resin's going to be in there. Like, no matter how well I tried to drain it, I could never get enough resin out, letting it drip.
Yeah.
That it would just turn uh, my alcohol into just gray muck.
Yeah.
And then the failures that I was getting, I can just print it solid, whatever, man. It's fine. I'm not worried
Yeah.
about it. I don't have to worry about the extra like suction or whatever, any of that stuff. Just print the
Yep.
damn thing, play with it.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what do you got? What have you got going this past week, and what do you got coming up, gaming
Um,
wise?
I think we talked about. I don't know if we talked. No, we didn't have a show last week. I
No.
got a metric butt ton of ships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guy locally here who runs a plastic model like eBay store, and he buys like estate lots. Got an estate with a positive shitload of minis, mostly like 15s, a bunch of sixes, a bunch of which Toddy Boy has now, which is exciting. Um, he had a ton of painted stuff. All the stuff I got was actually unpainted, but I was buying packs of GHQ Micronauts or CNC packs for $2 a piece. Um,
What?
yeah, yeah,
That's
dude.
crazy talk.
Bunch of aircraft carriers, battleships, everything. Destroyers. Like right now, I have on nails 44 British ships
Holy crap.
that did not
Well,
require me to glue on turrets. So they are
well,
all destroyers, light cruisers, and some like frigates and stuff.
okay.
That doesn't even jump into the battleships or the aircraft carriers or the large, like the big light cruisers. These are all like interwar light cruisers, um, or heavy cruisers, or I don't remember. I think it's matchless class. They've got the GHQ figures have turrets I have to glue on. Didn't do any of those. So I've got probably another 20 to 30 British ships alone. Um, at first, I wasn't going to get any British or German stuff. Excuse me, because I have the Gukek files. And then I
Right.
realized that for $2 a piece, or $2 for 3 to 5 of them, if they're smaller ships, there's no point. Like I'll just get the GHQ and CNC figures and be done with it. But then I got a bunch of Americans. I got a bunch of 1/1200 scale stuff, as well as a bunch more 1/600 scale World War II, like light ships, to be
Yeah.
used with the floor battles game that we played.
Nice.
Um, I got a bunch of 1/600 scale thoroughbred miniatures, ironclads. These are all
Very
two
cool.
dollars a piece, Chris. Skytrex,
Good.
Skytrex 1/1200, 1/600 for $2 a piece. Legitimately fucking wild.
Those
Um,
thoroughbred ships aren't cheap, dude.
they aren't cheap, but more importantly, Toby Barrett got sick and they haven't been for sale.
Yeah.
So that was a godsend because those are really great. Um, really enjoy them, and honestly, there's oodles of stuff left over there. Um, but Reese, I did look for 20 millimeter Vietnam stuff or even 15 millimeter like Cobras. No dice, buddy. Sorry. Um, but yeah, dude's got all kinds of painted Flames of War stuff. Team Yankee. His Team Yankee stuff is absurd. There is a wild number of 15 millimeter tanks for moderns, which makes sense because beep beep to play Team Yankee.
Right.
And let's see here. I think that mostly sums up what I got. I got like 10 6 millimeter World War One fighters from him at game night like a week ago, and then I picked up those were all painted, and then I picked up 4 unpainted ones that he had floating around. Those were $1 each. That was one of those.
Wow.
Yes, I will. Yes, please. Thank you for metal models. Absolutely done. Um, and honestly, so again, the cool thing is his bread and butter is plastic model kits. And so I'm sitting here going, man, I've got a lot of, for lack of a better term, duplicates, right?
Right.
From, for example, my, like when I was doing the 1/100 stuff to play with 15 millimeter miniatures, which is still delightful and I still enjoy doing, but I also have like 19 built chips. I think I wound up with 3 or 4 or maybe 5
Yeah.
of the old monogram, 30-inch long USS Constitutions.
Mm-hmm.
I've built 2 of them. I
Right.
probably don't need more USS Constitutions than were ever built. Like out of the 6 frigates, 3 were big, 3 were small. I probably don't need a third and fourth. Oh, for fuck's sakes, I do have 5 goddamn things. Are you kidding me? What the hell is that? Do I have 2 Heller victories? Or is that one big ass Heller victory? That's one big ass Heller HMS victory. Um, and then there's that giant Revel 196 Constitution that I was going to use for an HMS Macedonian, because it was essentially the British just looked at Constitution and were like, well, if you guys can make your things one step bigger, we can make one step bigger than your one step bigger. Um,
Right.
but yeah, and then I've got like some random old Heller and Revel like helicopters and shit that I'm never gonna build. Um, like Alouettes. At this point in time, if I need Alouettes, I'll 3D print them. Um,
Yeah.
Ships are about the only plastic models I feel like I have any desire or need to build. I was thinking about selling him this Victory because they are colossal, reasonably expensive, and to build correctly, most guys take like several years. Um, I don't know, but either way, at least a couple of these constitutions are probably going to disappear. Um, I have 2 Bonholm Richards in the same scale. One is built. I feel like that's a ubiquitous enough kind of generic vessel. I'll probably keep both of those, but um, I think I might go back and, like I said, horse trade some of these. Excuse me, USS Constitutions to him and see what I wind up with in
Yeah.
sixes, because he was selling the sixes, and the sixes that Todd got, by the way, are gorgeous. They are painted, they are based, they're painted very, very well, and based very, very well. Um, and he was selling 3 of them for $4, maybe.
Wait,
Um,
3 for 4 total or 3 for 4 each?
total. Um,
Holy smokes.
but then he also cut Todd a deal, so I think Todd wound up paying like 3 and change for 3 of them. Which again,
Yeah.
for painted and based figures, is incredible, wild.
Yeah.
So, um, Lord knows what he'll do on the packs, but I feel like those 2 constitutions that regularly sell on eBay for like 150, $200 each now. They didn't when I bought them, but they do now. Probably because I also helped dry up the stock of unbuilt versions of these, but that's not the point. Um, but yeah, so I get the feeling that'll wind me up with a metric piss load of 6 mil. Not that I really need more 6 mil, because I have, God, just a shitload of printed 6 mil. But if it's already painted, who gives a shit at that point, Slash that, or if I wind up getting rid of stuff and then I just hand the stuff to Todd, great. That's another box out of my house, and Todd's got a bunch more 6 mil. Um,
Right.
with Toddy, I don't know if you're listening, little Toddy buddy, but there's a half decent chance that I give it to him and then it winds up back at my house in a year or so. So there's that. But I think all of these are in there. Yeah. So I have another HMS Endeavor. I think I have two of those that I've built, and I think they might actually even be painted. Um, that old Airfix kit that's like 1/120. So who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah. We'll see. Um, yeah, we'll see. I have one of these. I have a spare one of these Fulton's Claremont, that kind of first side wheel uh, steamer that
Mm-hmm.
went up and down whatever uh, river it was in New York. Those are right around 1/100. Because again, I was going to use those with 15 mil stuff. I have one that I've built and cut to waterline. I don't know why I would necessarily need another. But yeah, so who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Those are just the ones I'm looking at over here. I know I have some redundancies in my 1/600 water line, so we'll see where that winds up too.
Cool. Cool. Well, well, last Thursday night we played Mein Panzer,
Yeah, how was that?
and it was pretty good. It was a lot of fun. Now we had a crap ton of people there. Uh, there was there were 10 of us, not counting Doug,
And how
which
many
is
tanks did each of you guys command?
4 to 5.
Okay, and is it like a tank only game?
No, we had infantry also.
Oh, but
Yeah.
it was pretty easy to pick
Um,
up.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It is somewhat similar to Fistful of Toes,
Okay.
but it uses D20s.
Oh,
Yeah. So and it's not a bucket of dice game. Um, so you choose a tank that you're gonna shoot, and then you're gonna choose your target, and then you're gonna roll the total number of dice equal to your rate of fire. So like, I had the little
oh,
German.
for Christ's sakes! I got really excited and then I realized it's made by ODG, so it's
Oh,
$35 for the fucking PDF.
what? Oh,
Oh, for
Mein
Christ's
Panzer.
sakes! Yeah.
Come on, come on. Either get on me or off the desk. Thank you. All right. Um, so like my little, I what Panzer 38s or what?
Yeah,
I had a
38
20
too,
millimeter
probably.
gun. Yeah,
You had a 20 millimeter or 37?
37.
Yeah, that's
No,
probably
20.
38T. A 20 is
Yeah,
probably Panzer two.
whichever. No, yeah, I had the Panzer twos.
There you go.
So they had a rate of fire of 2, so I would roll 2 dice, and you roll. You want to roll low. You want to roll low to make your hits.
Okay.
So that worked out well for me. But our objective, which was not really worded too well, um, I blame Doug for this. The Germans' objective was to get the engineers to reconnoiter a bridge to see if it was going to be heavy enough to allow armor to pass over it. And the Soviets were uh, wanting to hold the bridge. So we came at it from opposite sides, of course, but we ran our engineers in their trucks up through the woods until they could see the bridge. And when a T. What is it? A T-28.
One of the
The
big guys with a turret and then two little machine gun turrets.
Yeah, when one of those rolled up and sat on the bridge, well, mission accomplished. Let's go home.
Oh, that held it for him.
Eh, All he said was the engineers needed to see if it could carry armor.
Oh shit, fair, yeah. That's fair, yeah. No shit. If it's holding a T-30 or a T-28, it's going to hold anything the Germans are putting on the table in 1942 or one. Yeah, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
So,
I didn't even think
so,
about that. Good for you guys. Smart, smart.
so somebody he posted on Facebook in our Northland Gamers Facebook group, and somebody asked, "Well, who won?" I said, "The Germans."
Fair, yeah. Is that the grown men rolling dice group?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I saw the pictures. It looked like a fun game. It looked like they looked pretty good.
It was. It was. I had to leave early because, well, early. I had to leave at 9:30 because I have to be awake at 5. My alarm goes off at 5 in the morning, so
Yeah, I know that
I
feeling.
can't stay out too late at night. Um, so, but tomorrow night one of the guys is bringing IADS back again. It's the air defense integrated air defense system simulator. Anyway, I talked about it pretty in depth a couple of months ago. Um, and it is a fun game, and it looks like he's going to actually have two two tables going at the same time. Um,
Oh wow.
but it's a fast game. If it's just like two guys playing the basic game, the game takes maybe 20-30 minutes tops.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's pretty
yeah, it's
cool.
it's yeah, it's fun, it's fast. Um, the playing pieces are 3.5 inch, uh, basically beer coasters. That's
Okay.
the size of them. Um, and you start off seven cards are dealt out. The cards are the coasters, and each coaster has, whether it's a fighter, a bomber, um, a an anti-air defense system, uh, a intercontinental ballistic missile, what have you. It gives you all the stats for that type of unit. And in a standard game, what happens is once you're dealt those 7 cards, you you hold back one card and you pass the 6 to your opponent, and he does the same thing. So now you've got these 6 cards. You look at them, you pick one, you hold it, pass the 5, and you do that. So you basically know 6 of the cards that your opponent has because you saw all the cards that he had, uh, except for that very first card. So you don't know that ace in the hole, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um, and then it's just a simple, um, you know, let's say I've got an F-35 fighter. Now they don't call it an F-35; they call it like advanced stealth fighter or something like that. And he's got and everything is laid out when you deploy onto the table. You don't have to have a map. You don't have anything. You can literally just play on a a flat table, and if you wanted to create terrain, you can use like your cell phone or a key ring and say, okay, this is a mountain, this is a town, what have you. because he designed it. The guy who designed the game designed it to be played like in a bar.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
That that's why it's a 3.5 inch circle, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so so everything is turned upside down, so you can't see the units that are out on the table until you do a search. Now, some units can do searches, some units can't. But once you've located, or not located because you know they're out there, but once you've seen what it is, then that card gets turned over, and then it can be attacked. Because you can't shoot anything you don't know what is, right? Um, so once you do that, then you can, you see how many shots you have of each type of weapon system you've got, and it like I said, a basic 2-man game, per 1 versus 1,
Mhm.
20-30 minutes. We had a big game of 4-on-4. Now he had pre-selected everybody's hand,
Okay. Yeah.
uh, and had an actual scenario built out. Um, and so um, it was 4 to a side. That game, even, and it was brand new to us basically. Two, three of us had played the game once before. Everybody else had never played the game, and it still only took us about an hour.
Oh, damn. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. I'm gonna, if I remember to take photos tomorrow, I'll take more photos and talk about it again in more in depth next week. It is definitely on my ooh I want list because I
Fair. I
think
can understand that.
the base game's only like $35, and that gives you everything you need to play the base game, and then you can get the expansions are like 40, or the expansion is like 40 or 45, and that's like everything else type of thing. So
Okay. Yeah.
um, yeah, it's a neat little game. So
Sounds like it. That
that's
sounds pretty cool.
that's what I got going, and then of course Wiley's got a game going this Sunday.
I saw that.
Don't know what we're
I
playing.
I'm gonna try and make it there. Probably weather dependent,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
slash work nonsense dependent. But
right.
yeah, I'm gonna try and make it over there because that's always a good time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, last time we went, we played we played Dragon Rampant,
Yes,
and that was a good time.
it looks
Um,
beautiful as always. But yeah,
oh yeah, of course, yeah. So it made a big enough effect on uh, Copeland that he went out and picked up a copy. So
it makes
uh,
it's they're good rules. They're fun to play.
yeah, they are.
Like I have a blast playing that game.
Yeah,
I
it
played the hell out of
is.
that. As you know, I played the hell out of that system.
Oh yeah.
Um, with all the
So,
Bronze Age guys and everything else. I don't know if I've
yeah.
ever played it with, you know, fantasy like Dragon Rampant's supposed to be, or medieval like Lion Rampant's supposed to be. But with the
Right.
Bronze Age guys, it's fantastic because they actually. There's even an article in like War Game Soldiers and Strategy a few years back about um, Chariot Rampant. So
Hmm.
somebody had taken and done the heavy, the mental lifting for getting your chariots to be, uh, depending on the chariots, either a unit of, 2 hit monsters or 3 hit monsters.
Right.
It was delightful. Um, Everybody had a blast playing it. We threw Goliath on one side, or some such person like Goliath, and then we'd have, a Samson or a oh Jesus, Eleazar Maccabee, like
Yeah.
just cool random stuff. Um, and nobody plays Bronze Age, so it was people really enjoyed seeing it on the table, which was also
Yeah,
fun.
that is always cool. Um, Real quickly, Charles has asked, "Has anyone played O Group?" I have not.
I have not played O Group, Charles. I I think it was Todd might have grabbed the rules. Somebody grabbed the rules, and they're definitely Dave Brown rules, um, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think the best description I heard of it was like a Sam Mustafa rule set written like a Two Fat Lardies rule set,
That
which
sounds about right.
I have like I said, I have no experience with it. That may be accurate, that may not be accurate. I'm not even 100% sure what that means. But um, I do know that
Ma-
I enjoy Sam Mustafa's rules, and I enjoy Two Fat Lardy's rules for the most part. Their big men
yeah,
systems aren't necessarily my favorite, but um, that's also because I just haven't played them very much. But Chain of Command is fucking phenomenal.
yeah.
What a Tanker's phenomenal. Like, I don't know that I've ever played a Two Fat Lardies game that I didn't enjoy. I was really sad when we didn't get to play Quadrant 13 at Tacticon, but that happens.
Right. Um, we've been doing a lot of Quadrant 13 with the Joel and Copeland group.
Yeah, with the
And
15 millimeter 40K.
yeah, yeah, and we're getting it figured out. We're getting it figured out.
Well, that's good because I really want to play that because I have a ton of 15 millimeter. Or, you guys are doing 6 mil 40K.
No, well, we've been playing 15 mil. I think GZG 15 mil
Okay.
and Copeland's Quar 15 mil.
Okay.
So, Meandering Mike's in the house. Hey, hi, Mike. How you doing?
Mike, how you doing,
Glad
buddy?
you could join us.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
Ho-
ever talk about the games that I actually fucking played this week. Jesus, I'm
oh,
sorry.
there you go.
I
Let me
played uh,
go ahead.
2 games of Bolt Action as well as 2 games of Worthington's new Great or Battles of the American Revolution, which they
Okay.
just released. It's a little like the games. They've got one that's Battles of the American Revolution. They've got Battles of 1812, and I think the Mexican American War.
Oh, cool.
The games are 2 scenarios each, and they come in like checkbox size things. Like remember the boxes that checkbooks used to come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like that size,
Oh, wow.
and it's got 2 scenarios in each one, and they are quite fun to play. I had a blast. Um, we played Oriskany and Freeman's Farm, the 2 scenarios out of the Revolutionary War book, and they were delightful. They were delightful.
Very nice.
Bold action, I played my Finns against some Germans, and then some Russians against some Brits in what I was terming Winston Churchill's wet dream. Uh, Good times. Good times. Like I
Very
said,
cool.
I think I've been talking about that. There's a local Big Muddy is putting on a game day, and they got a guy running a little 750 point bolt action tournament
Yeah.
on February 7th. So everybody's been trying to play that. The issue is the guy who's running it, it's a little odd. He's trying to just play it on like the folding white tables,
Okay.
but he's not pushing any of them together.
What?
And he's not. I asked him if he wanted like to make toppers, and he was real like cagey about it, like not wanting to do it. So we're playing on 4 foot by 2 foot tables, which is a bit of a disaster.
And what game is this again?
Bolt action.
How's that
Certainly
going
not
to
a game
play out?
designed for a 4 foot by 2 foot table.
No. No, not not unless you're using 6 millimeter.
Well, I mean, normally you play, 1,000 or 1,250 points on a six by
Yeah,
four.
right.
So putting 60% of that on a table that's a third the size is a bit
Right.
of a goat fuck.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But
So,
there,
um,
man.
we also got Chris Long here. How you doing, Chris?
Mr. Long, what's going on, buddy? How's it hanging?
Um, he has bought the rules, the O group rules, but has not yet played them.
Hmm.
Um,
There's one more real
Mike's
quick from Mike and Charles. My copy of Master and Commander by White Dog Games just came in yesterday. I was looking at the
That's
rules.
cool.
They look delightful. I think it might be a fairly appetizing, large uh, age of sail game that I could put on at like a convention or something.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Hmm. Oh, very
So,
cool. I'm psyched.
um, now my brother Jay and nephew and our buddy Eric have been playing Xenos Rampant
I saw that.
quite a bit. Um, they are very, very into it as well. So, sounds like the Rampant line of games is getting a fair bit of use from people that I know. So,
Yeah, man, we played a ton of them, and then we played a game or two of the Men Who Would Be Kings and Rebels and Patriots as well.
oh, okay,
At least, um, I can't speak on the Men Who Would Be Kings, but Rebels and Patriots is not written by Dan Mercy. It just kind of uses the system,
right,
and there's not quite as much polish and finish on it as even like the first editions of Dragon Rampant and Lion Rampant, but it isn't bad.
right.
It's pretty fun.
Very cool,
Yeah.
very cool. So, well, one of the things I was talking about before you hopped on, McMurray,
Yeah, sorry.
was no, no, that's okay. No, no, no. I just wanted your input on this. Not that you were distracting in any way on it,
What's
so
up?
don't worry about that. Um, so I'm listening to book two of Ian Toll's The Pacific War trilogy, The Conquering Tide,
Okay.
which covers War on the Pacific Islands 42 to 44, and I got about 7 hours left, and we just took Kwajalein.
Okay.
And he was talking about in the book how the entirety of the Fifth Fleet
Hmm.
could anchor in the atoll, in the lagoon there,
Yep.
and it triggered in my brain how you think you know the size of something, and then you actually go look it up, and you're completely off. Um, so like Kwajalein, the Kwajalein Atoll,
Uh-huh.
it's only like 6.3 square miles of land,
Yep.
but like 980 something square miles of lagoon.
Water. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
just I knew it was big. I registered. Yeah, it's got to be big if you're going to put the entirety of the Fifth Fleet into the lagoon all at once, along with the support Squadron 10, with all of their fleet oilers and all that good jazz. but until you actually looked at it, until I looked at it on a map and saw how massive the lagoon was, it just didn't register. And I started to think about other things like and not necessarily land. I was talking about how when I learned about Battle of the Bulge, it always to me seemed like it was a really long, drawn out episode that was, you know, at least a month, if not 2 months, maybe 3 months amount of time, but it was like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks tops.
Oh, to take the atoll?
What's that? No, no, no. Battle of
Sorry.
the Bulge.
Oh, yes, correct. Very
Yeah,
quick.
you know, how it's talked about how and I'm not downplaying that it was bad because it was bad. I mean, one of the coldest winters Europe had had in decades, right?
Hmm.
But it was like 2 weeks long,
Yep.
two 14 to 18 days or something like that. It
Hmm.
just but growing up, learning about Battle of the Bulge and not looking at the dates, I thought it was like a 3 months, you know, a 3 month thing. Now I know I've always known Gettysburg was a 3 day affair, but I never registered the size of the battlefield.
Yeah.
Um, Earlier, uh, uh, Reese put in that it was about 6,000, covered about 6,000 acres. I was like, that's not very big. It is,
Well,
but it isn't.
it also depends on where you define the battlefield at, right?
Yeah,
So, like the quote core battlefield, like I would imagine the battlefield park's probably about 6,000 acres.
yeah,
Um, but if you include all the way out on Harris Ridge, where you first have cavalry vedettes running into each other, if you all the way up to like past Barlow's Knoll, where the northern elements of uh 11th Corps meet AP Hill's Corps up on Oak Hill, then you go all the way over to like Oak or Cemetery, not Culp's Hill and like Wolf Hill, and then you go all the way down on the south past Big Round Top. You're
yeah,
certainly looking at far more than 6,000 acres. But yeah, it's a big battlefield. The truly wild one is Antietam. It is
yeah,
not very big.
yeah. It just I guess other battlefields, like in Europe, um, like how big of an area was you know Battle of Hastings? How big was an area was Cressy? Stuff like that. Um,
Those are probably far
it just
smaller, to be honest with you, because neither of those, you know, even just number wise, stacks up to a Confederate corps.
right,
The
right.
size of the battle, like the battlefield at Waterloo, would be interesting to know. I have no idea. Um, but
It's just I don't know. It's just to me, it's interesting. You've got these big, giant. At least in our minds, we've got these giant titanic forces coming to clash against each other,
mhm.
and it's in an area like the size of my neighborhood.
Your neighborhood isn't 6,000 acres.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking like you're thinking that
Oh yeah.
uh, it, it's this really, really, really a lot of the battles you think are this really, really big area, but it's not. You know,
I mean, 6,000 acres is big as fuck.
it
Like
is. It is.
Like, but um, that put it into a really interesting perspective because the scout camp I go and volunteer at is 5,200,
Yeah.
and it's not colossal, but it's big. Like,
Um, I'm wondering here. Hold on one
it's
second.
big. It's a 3 by 3 square mile, patch of land almost. It's a big chunk of territory, especially then when you put it in
Yeah,
the middle of Missouri and it's full of fucking Ozark Hills. That sucks.
exactly. Um, so I'm just looking at the camp that I always went to, Bartle.
Oh yeah, Bartle's way smaller. It's like 1,200, isn't it?
Um, I'm looking to see if they. Oh, 4,200.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, not small. That's
No,
for damn sure. Um,
that's wild. Bartle's 4,200 acres. Do they just not use a big chunk of it?
I think that's the case.
Oh, okay. I was like, how the fuck is Bartle 4,200 acres? I gotcha. Atro Bartle Scout Camp map. Okay, yeah, they're like everywhere else where they've got 3 sub camps,
Yeah,
but
and
then I
they're all
don't.
separated apart, and
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think they. I think they're still just not using the in between land.
yeah,
Like that's the nice part about the ranch is that they make a really concerted effort. That's I mean that's what I do all fucking summer is not inside the sub camps. Um, but yeah, either way. Um, yeah. Sorry to jump back on it. If you guys like Age of Sail or you're tertiarily interested in Age of Sail, I haven't played it yet. I'll be honest, but I have read the rules. They are like Avalon Hill, you know, fun basic game, not Gettysburg 77 basic. They're more than that. But they're about fun
what's
basic game depth, and I think I should be able to play like a Trafalgar or some such on without too much trouble,
what's the name of the
which
game
could be
again?
cool as shit. Um,
What's the name of the rules?
there are I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Um, I don't know if there are well, so there's step losses in the game, which can pose difficulties with miniatures, right? Because you can't flip a counter. But
Right.
I'm thinking about doing the sliding counters on a sub base so that when you're at full, right, when you're at two
Mm-hmm.
steps. So say I'm sorry, say a ship is on a 2-inch total base, and then the miniature with the label on it of the ship's name
Right.
is on a 1 3/4 inch base.
Okay.
The underbase is a steel base from Jeff Lista War Games Accessories that then you can glue stats to. One end has your unflipped, so 2-step values, and then on the other end, turned 180 degrees, you have your 1-step values. So then when you lose a step, you can take your ship miniature that's got a magnet on the bottom, a magnet sheet on the bottom of it, and you just pick it up. Pull off the under base, rotate it 180 degrees, put it back on the magnet, and you can set your ship right back down where it was because it's all hex based with facings, so you don't have to worry about you didn't set your miniature down just like you did. You're in this
Right.
hex, you're pointing at this face. excuse me, that's the best way I've found to do that sort of thing in terms of trying to convert miniatures or hex and counter war games to miniatures games. Stacking
Yeah.
limits are obviously problematic, right? Like if you have stacking, you're going to run into problems converting to miniatures, but don't have to worry about that. Um, but yeah, it looks like it could shape up to be quite the fun game. Recommend somebody pick up the rules. Let me know if I'm crazy or not. They're not expensive. You get them from
What's
Blue
the name?
uh Master and Commander. You get them from Blue Panther, I think. You buy them through Blue Panther, but they're made by White Dog Games.
White Dog Games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um, there's not. I mean, obviously, it's a tiny company, right?
Yeah.
Because they're selling their stuff through Blue Panther, and they're one of the least known. I'd never heard of them before, even going through Blue Panther. But they. So I was a little concerned with there's not much info on the rules. There's not much info. It's hard to find even counter sheets and stuff. They look pretty
Right.
good. I was a little concerned when I ordered. I'm not concerned anymore.
Good. Uh, if you go to White Dog Games and go to Master and Commander, Quick
Hmm.
Play Napoleonic Naval Combat, you can download 23 American War of Independence scenarios for free.
Yep. Yes, you can. And
So, yeah, it
and
looks
Henry
like they've
Turner
got a
has just
vast.
massive collections of 12400 Age of Sail ships that are not very expensive that I need to go order and download because I'm in. Also, allegedly, you can resin print them straight onto the print bed with no supports.
Who is
Which,
this
if
now?
Henry Turner,
Oh, okay.
which, if true, I need the WWE fireworks game changer
Right.
type shit because that's wildly awesome. Um, I love my tumbling dice 12400, but if I don't have to assemble those goddamn sails and things, and
Right.
and oh, that's the other thing I got. I got some Hallmark 12400 ships from Will as well for again $2 a piece, $2 a bag, which was one of those Jesus. I felt bad. Like I wound up giving him like $10 extra. He was like, "Let me find you your change," and it was just, "Nah, don't
Don't
do
worry
that.
about it.
I feel dirty. Don't do that."
Right. So yeah, I pulled up Henry Turner here.
Yeah,
18th century ships. Um, here's one.
they're kind of hard to find. If you go over to the search bar with all his stuff in it, there should be like a micro tall ships
Yeah.
category. Click that. That's how you find them. Oh, Charles. Speaking of kind of odd ones, I got. I finally played, and Mike, I guess. I finally played. This might be right up Mike's alley. I finally played Clash of Wills, Judean Hammer. That was really fun to play. Big fan. That's another Blue Panther game. Very fun. Real challenging. I feel like that's one of those easy to learn, difficult to master type games.
So yeah, he's got quite a few things going here.
Yeah, and the nice thing is it's 12400, so you don't need a million individual ship designs. You got 64s, 74s, first rates, second rates, big seconds, big firsts,
Yeah.
big frigates, little frigates, and then he's got a ton of other stuff. Like if you want Chebex, Sparks, Ord, Frigates. He's got all those. Um, but yeah, quite excited for those. I don't know what Todd and my big game is going to be for this year, but be on the lookout. I greatly enjoy my big hex encounter games that we play with Todd um, every year. And honestly, we were talking. I helped him organize all those 6 mil because they were kind of organized, but none of them were labeled, and some of them were a little
Yeah.
mixed up. Like you'd find a Stug or a Hetzer in with Panzer 470s. You'd have a King Tiger in with a couple Tigers, or vice versa, stuff like that.
Right.
So we went through and ID'd everything, which I felt like a bit of a nut doing because Todd's just like staring at me. So I was I like tanks, man. Okay, leave me alone.
Right.
But we did all that last night. It was quite fun. Got everything labeled. He's got a good assortment of stuff. Lots of Germans, some Brits, some Americans, some Soviets. So it should be quite fun. And then three French tanks, or two French tanks. They're two R-35s and a single Polish WZ-28 armored car. Okay. So my hope is that all the random onesie twosies that are left over, because most of them were in groups of three,
Uh-huh.
are somewhere still in Will's shop, unpainted or, sitting somewhere else in a box. And I'm gonna find them little some bitches. But yeah. Um
Excuse me. All right.
Sorry, I dropped off there for a second.
That's okay.
But either way, very excited for that. Toddy's back into miniatures, baby. He's been playing a lot. If you guys hop over on his channel, he's been posting a bunch of videos of shorts of playing a bunch of scenarios with Fistful of Toes and all kinds of stuff. Excuse me,
I
I'm quite
I do
excited.
like Fistful of Toes. It's a decent game.
It
It's a
is.
good little game.
Um, I'm just terrified he's going to ask for his copy of the rulebook back. Um, but yeah, because that wound up at my house during the last Toddy No Miniatures
Yeah.
phase. Which, whatever. If he wants a pack, that's fine. We're gonna play. Um, but we played the Little Wars TV variant, the Fistful of T-34s. In the past, we've
Yeah.
also played Fistful of Toes Light.
Uh-huh.
The cool thing there is if you have the full rules, then you can get all the stats. Like the thing with those two light versions is, you only have stats for a couple things, but if you have the rules, you have all the stats you need, and you can just play like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's quite good walkabout. We haven't played the full version where your turn sequence is a lot longer. You've got a lot more opportunities to pull off what is it, suppression in Fistful of Toes. But yeah,
Right.
yeah. I was also reading where uh Ares Games is coming back to doing, I guess, regular promotions in St. Louis. So bring on the Wings of War or Wings of Glory. I'm quite excited.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude. The guy I knew who was doing local promotions just got a divorce and moved back to Kentucky. But
Ah.
there's another guy here who's doing them. So like he'll be out at that February 7th thing, and then they usually have a few tables, like little bar tables set up to play their games at like Daikon and whatnot. Unfortunately, this year I have not one but two weddings the weekend of Daikon,
Yeah.
and I'm in both of them.
Yeah.
They're both fantastic people. The stupid fucks just put their weddings back to back.
So the question is this their first
Yes,
each?
it's the first for
Okay.
both of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Jeffy. How's it going, buddy? You still playing morning at day one at Gettysburg? Jeff's been playing a bunch of everybody knows he loves Great Battles of the American Civil War.
yes.
Saturday they had uh Nate, I believe. It might have been Nick. I apologize. The designer for the simple version that they're rolling out with 3 days at Gettysburg sometime this summer. The game is scheduled to release summer of 2025. So hopefully sometimes this summer it'll get out. It's at the printers now. But I did get the name right or the year right. Don't come at me in the comments. But they're doing that. It's coming out with Three Dog, and then they're putting out a expansion or supplement box for four other games. I know Into the Woods is one, Death Valley's one, By Swords and Bayonets is one, and I can't remember the fourth one. But then every GBACW title that comes out going forwards, allegedly, is going to have these simplified rules in them. And Jeff is loving them. Loving them, which is interesting because Jeff isn't quite as much of a purist as some GBACW players, but he was a pretty big GBACW purist and wasn't super excited for these rules. And now he's rocking them out. He's been playing this nonstop. We were sitting there yesterday. He was talking like he was, a schoolboy who just found his first VHS in the woods behind the gas station. Like
There you go.
he was psyched. It's always good. He's giggling. He's having a great time. It was cool to see.
Quite nice.
So the standard plug is Three Dog is super discounted while it's still a pre-order. Get it while it's still a pre-order. Save yourself like 25, $30 and the headache. But Toddy's got a copy coming, so we'll play that one. Also, go watch that video from Saturday because he walked the boys through both movement and combat, which is pretty wild, especially for a system that has not come out yet. That's pretty badass. Um, but yeah, Jeffy has Harry Heat's Panzer Division rolled into Gettysburg yet? Or are they still having trouble? That's always kind of a cool determinant of a Gettysburg game.
Right.
Usually, the first difference that I know and that you get obviously is okay, is Buford actually on the hills, or are they just scarecrows and blue jackets up there? Because you certainly have both. Trouble with Wadsworth in their face now. Nice. Is First Corps bringing up their? Is Reynolds bringing up his boys? Um. Also, does that game have leader casualties? And if so, are they set on a schedule or is it random for the leaders that are on the table? So if I had to voice my biggest complaint with Blind Swords and Black Swans, it's that Herman puts the leaders dying on a schedule, which makes me sad. Yeah, we knew Devin had to go north to cover screen for 11th Corps. If Gamble's falling back, that makes sense. What time is it, Jeffy? This is cool. I am excited to play GBACW. Okay, so that's directly tied to combat. That's kind of cool. I like that. Hell, 10 in the morning? That ain't bad for still sitting on McPherson's Ridge. Is Gamble falling back? The real question is Gamble falling back east or is Gamble falling back south? Is he going towards into Gettysburg or is he going south down the ridge? That's always another wild, like, how am I going to do this in this Gettysburg game thing? Um, but yeah, so every now and then, you guys have watched Toddy and I play games. Every now and then, we try and do something silly like that, and we send the remainder of Buford's forces south on Missionary Ridge or McPherson's Ridge. And then it turns into this weird, like, okay, so the Confederates pursue, and now all of a sudden they're walking onto the Emmitsburg Pike on July 1st. Like, what's going on, guys? Which puts a real wrench in everybody's works. But either way, Gamble North, the right side of Wadsworth, east until Robinson arrives at least. That makes sense. Solid. Good stuff. Good stuff. Our AP Hill, is he going to be dining on Cemetery Hill tonight? What do you think, Jeff? I need to know. Obviously, old Pete isn't, but if AP Hill is, that'd be a wild thing. Although I think that's beyond the scope of this scenario just playing. Never mind. I am excited to see a full campaign game of that played for the entirety of Gettysburg. That'll be sweet. And he sucks command wise. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, you're playing the full battle? You are? Oh man, that is badass. I thought you were just playing a scenario over on the ridges. That's cool as shit. Maybe simple GBACW will be another system where I test out excuse me, Uncle Dan's strategy. Unfortunately, me trying to test the like alternate on um in Longstreet attacks, the map's a little constricted and Longstreet just smashes through the bottom there of Cemetery Ridge. I don't know. I don't know. Or that's the other thing. Are you gonna be like Todd and I and like not be able to get the Confederates past Seminary Ridge? That was embarrassing.
That would
We had the
suck.
we had the full game campaign game of A Most Fearful Sacrifice out and ready to play, and by lunchtime on July 2nd, the Confederates were still stuck fighting on Seminary Ridge, and it was just embarrassing. We felt
That's
like
not
real,
cool.
as Todd would put it, horses patooties. But we also did weird Toddy night shit though, so the Confederates wound up capturing Oak Hill and Cemetery Hill for a minute. They just lost it, which is again some weird Todd night shit, kind of like the Germans continuously taking like Eindhoven and cutting Hell's Highway when we played.
Right.
Geez, what do you call it? When we played It Never Snows, which was also super fun. I meant to bring that up to Todd. I might be up for another play of that. It's been 2 or 3 years since we played that. That's really interesting, Jeff. That's pretty cool. Far more accurate in terms of if you try and make the same decisions as the historic commanders, it plays out the same way. Because that's kind of cool. I'm really eager to to get into this system, especially because the next game after Three Dog that comes out is Trans Mississippi, so it should have Belmont, Wilson's Creek, Pea Ridge, all the weird, wacky stuff that I'm into because it's local comparatively, which could result in some really fun games being played. Heath has the numbers and can push with some effect. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, it is Harry Heath's Panzer Division. Get it. I did
Alright.
successfully execute that maneuver, and I think blue and the gray and Gettysburg 77 intermediate. I believe when I played those two, I think it was Gettysburg 77 intermediate where I was able to take Cemetery Hill on the first. But back to our quick interlude, aside from our distraction here of McMurray plays simple GBACW vicariously through Jeffy. Chris,
Yeah.
what are you working on? What are you painting? What are you printing? What are you?
Well, like I said, I printed out that Rata, and
Uh huh.
then I've also found uh, on Thingiverse somebody that is got all of the FASA Star Trek ships from back in the day that I used to have in metal, but lost in the divorce. And she didn't take them. I just lost them due to move after move after move.
Oh, okay. I
So
was
I
like,
st-
that bitch took your Star Trek figures.
no, 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 no. But I'm printing them out in that scale again. So so like here's the original Enterprise,
Oh, nice.
um, a D7 original series D7, looking
And
good.
those
And
Klingons.
then yeah, and then I found this behemoth.
The hell's that?
That's Enterprise D.
Enterprise D's nuts. That thing's huge.
Yeah, at the same scale.
Yeah.
At the same scale. So
See, now I want to look up the size of. So, how does that Enterprise D compare to like a Super Star Destroyer?
oh, it's small compared to Superstar Destroyer. There's only like 600 at the same scale. Superstar Destroyer is going to be easily 2.5, 3 feet long.
Oh hell, okay. I keep
Yeah,
trying to find a space combat game. I can mix these half-scaled Battlefleet Gothic ships in, and
yeah.
that doesn't work because the Super Star Destroyer is just a little bit shorter
Mm-hmm.
than like an Imperial Guard Falchion class frigate.
Right.
Um, and that's like 6 times the scale of normal Battlefleet Gothic.
Yeah.
Um, like I was not able to physically print one large enough on my FDM printer,
Yeah.
but
So yeah, Star Trek ships are not that big. They're like um so for instance, the the original Enterprise from the TV series is 290 meters long.
oh, that's tiny.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah, when
Christ,
it
that's
comes
like an aircraft carrier.
yes. Yeah, so when it comes to spaceships, they're not that big.
Hang the fuck
Um
on. You said 220 meters, right?
290 meters.
Oh, that's better. Okay, okay, okay.
But still, I mean, 290 meters to feet
It's gonna
is
be
still, come on, 951 feet long.
yeah.
I
Um,
mean, USS Midway was longer than that,
I
or
was about
is
to say
longer than
that's
that.
that's what I was looking up was I'm sure USS Enterprise, the Gerald Ford, was longer than that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by
Um,
100 feet or so.
yeah.
Um, the Yorktown class obviously wasn't like the original Big Easy.
Yeah. Now Essex, the Essex class,
Well, early Essex or late Essex? Actually,
extend,
you know
yeah.
what?
So
Yeah, I was about to say it was 760 at the waterline and 810 overall, and then 830 after the refit.
yeah. So the long bow units were 888 feet long, so 270 meters.
So just
So
shy,
yeah. So
just shy.
so yeah, they're in as far as
Oh shit! I didn't realize that the USS Enterprise class Enterprise, so right, the first nuclear carrier,
yeah,
as made famous by time traveling back in time after a storm and preventing Pearl Harbor.
right.
That's longer than the that's longer than the Gerald Ford Enterprise. There's no way. There's
Yeah,
no way that's right.
CV 65, CVN 65,
Was
excuse me.
originally 1100 and change.
Um
Yeah, it's got like
yeah,
16 feet on the Gerald Ford. The Gerald Ford is bigger and has a
1123.
bigger displacement, but overall length, it's just slightly larger.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
And it's
also Enterprise has to be
probably
built, but yeah.
the flight deck is probably wider on the Gerald Ford also.
Oh, absolutely it is. Again, this is all theoretical. It still needs to be completed, but yeah. But yeah, that's obnoxiously colossal. Holy shit. That Gerald Ford is supposed to go over 30 knots? Well, I guess the
Hmm.
original Enterprise did too. That's fucking wild. That's a lot
The
of
S
ship to move.
the Essex class could do 32 easy.
I know. That's a lot of ship to move that fast. Like,
Yes, it is. But it's
yeah.
also got huge amounts of nuclear power to put behind it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No, 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 no.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. She is every bit 100,000 tons.
Oh, at the least. I'd be shocked if that somehow. There's no way that would come in under 100,000 tons.
No, no. She's kicking around with about 4,300 people on board too.
Yeah. One thing I don't remember where I was reading it or listening to it. Apparently, the air complement, granted, the planes have obviously gotten larger, but apparently the air complement, like on a mainline U.S. fleet carrier, is still about the same. Like hovering just under 100, I want to say. Granted,
um,
the original Enterprise were Yorktowns, so they had that huge high hangar where they
right,
could hang a second complement of planes from the ceiling, which is fucking awesome, by the way.
right.
In case the rest of the world missed that, suck it, dickheads. Um, well, it's like reading about
Yeah.
Yorktown, and it's like, well, the U.S. had less carriers. Yeah, but their air complement was still larger.
Oh yeah,
Suck it, suck it.
yeah. So yeah, she's supposed to. The new Fords are supposed to carry about 90 aircraft.
Yeah, which just about tracks depending on the loadout on a World
Yeah,
War II fleet carrier. Like, depending on, again, obviously depending on what you're loaded with. Um,
right. Yeah, she's supposed to carry Super Hornets, Growlers, Greyhounds, Hawkeyes, uh, Lightning twos. and Seahawks, the SH-60 helicopters.
Lightning twos, the fuck you fighters.
Yeah, the F-35C.
Yeah, good try, guys. We're still like a generation and a half, if not 2.5 generations ahead of you. Suck it, nerds.
Right.
Especially thanks to the Ukraine conflict giving the U.S. basically unfettered access to cutting edge Su 300s or whatever, S 300s, including
Yeah.
all of their electronic warfare capabilities. It's kind of
So
like playing split screen Halo, and you can peek at your little brother's screen, but he can't peek at yours.
right. Yeah, the fact that the F-35 was started being built in 2006, which means it was designed in the mid 90s.
Yeah, well, so that's the cool thing. Me being a St. Louis boy, St. Louis is super excited because the F-47 is supposed to be primary, or at least the airframes are supposed to be primarily built in St. Louis,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. Also, it greatly relieves my any sort of concerns for a nuclear apocalypse because it's not going to be my problem
a
because
white flash and a white flash and 2 seconds later.
I am certainly close enough to all of that that odds are, especially at work, done,
Oh yeah.
done. I'm not even gonna have to worry about it, man. I'm gonna be listening to two grown ass people unable to act as adults, and then it won't be my issue anymore.
Now what's really crazy is the F-22. Its first flight was 1997,
Yeah. And again, that's an
which
airframe,
means
right? That's not all the goodies because those have
no, no,
just
no, no, no.
exploded.
But the airframe and all of the materials that are used to build it are is from that fighter is more impressive than the Su-70 whatever the hell
The
felon is.
57 that's supposed to be amazing, but
Yeah,
is just
it
cool
a
story, guys.
joke. Yeah,
Well, it's one of those like I you got to respect the try, but that's about what we got.
yeah,
Um,
yep.
it's
And
fucking huge, Chris.
mm-hmm, it is.
It's huge, and it doesn't have the stealth capabilities to deal with that.
Yeah, the fact that we're still flying in frontline combat, F-16s and F-15s.
And they're uncontested across the world.
Yeah, from the 70s,
Yeah.
from before you were born.
Oh, well before I was born. Absolutely.
Yeah, or hell, the B-52 is getting re-engined and will be in flight at least until the 2060s.
Yes, correct.
100 years past its original flight. There
Excuse me.
are grandsons that are literally flying the same airframe, the same
Yeah,
do number as their grandfathers.
which is pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
All right, where's my
yeah.
cart on my mini factory? There it is.
$747,000 worth of STLs.
What?
I said $747,000 in STLs.
Nah,
That's what you got in there.
just like 18 from Henry Turner, that's all. I'm gonna start with this 7 model pack that's got let's see here. It's an ocean class. The first rate is a French first rate, but those can certainly be English first rates, given that you know they fairly routinely became English first rates. Um,
Yeah.
the second rate is a big. Second, it's a Neptune. Uh, it's got 3 third rates, which is cool. It's got an 80 gunner, a 74, and a 64. And the 64 is Ardent, not Africa class, which is cool. The 80's a Tonnant,
Mm-hmm.
which again works great because the British captured it and then just made a shitload of them. 74 is not a huge deal. The 50 gun fourth rates being Portland's is cool because they look enough like Razzies that it's not an issue. I'm sure I will
Yeah.
wind up with. There's one of them that then has, uh, and then it's got a 38 gun frigate, which is perfect. Um, there is a famous pack that's got Victory, Santissima Trinidad, Constitution, Surprise, Indefatigable. So again, I got the Razzie, as well as Majestic, so a slightly larger Razzie, and then a French 32. Um, the fact that there's 3 third rates in here makes my heart happy, though. Um, you have the small, medium, large, or as I like to call it, big, small, and Goldilocks. Um,
Yeah.
just right. All right, well, let's download these things and see how they look in Blender or Chitabox. The slicer. That's what I was looking for. The slicer. We will pay with my PayPal balance because I have a lot in there for some unforsaken reason. Oh, I have a lot in there because I sold a bunch of lead. That's right. That's right. That's right. So it's essentially free because they
There you
paid for
go.
shipping too. It just took me inhaling stuff I probably shouldn't be inhaling. That's all. I was outside. It was incredibly well ventilated. It was windy. I'm fine. Yeah, I was outside and it was windy. I'm doing just fine. All right. Let's pop over, extract that to Gigantor. Chitabox. I can delete all this nonsense because it all printed wonderfully. During the winter sale, I wound up getting a Panzerschreck team model for like
Yeah.
$2. That's 2 guys on a bike. The guy in the front is pedaling. He's the ammo guy, and the guy in the back is sitting on like a little back rack with a Panzer Fausto or a Panzer Shrek, excuse me, over his shoulder. It's
Yeah.
cool. Holy shit, Henry Turner. Short spanker, long spanker. Each one of these has short and long spankers and then ports open and ports closed. Oh, he also has, each one of those has French, Spanish options, British options. So there's a lot more than 7 models in here. There's like 20 something. That's nifty. Yeah, there's 27 items in here, not 7. Well, look at me go.
There you go.
Oh, baby. All right, well, let's pop open this 50 gun short spanker. We're going to go later on in the period. Ooh, or 64 gun short spanker, also known as Ardent, just how Nelson liked it. That thing is 35 millimeters long. So that'll fit in a 2-inch hex perfectly. Let's pop open the biggest guy and see how big that 118 is. It's ocean, so it should be the biggest ship that I'm ever going to really get. And that is 38 millimeters long. Perfect for a 2-inch long base.
There you go.
This is going to be perfect. Jeffy, we're converting hex and counter games into miniatures games. I just want you to know that. Man, I did not need to see this. All right, so we're gonna have a couple of these on here. He did say if you want to, you can add um, a single support under the spanker. Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily short long. It's whether it's gaff or uh, like a cut spanker. So whether it's a triangular spanker or a quadrangle spanker. So that's kind of cool. That means I can I hope the Victory has that because it had a triangular spanker on building, and I want to say it had swapped to the quad by the time Napoleon or geez, I keep saying Napoleon. Uh, Nelson was on it at Trafalgar. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, let's pop those off there and look at the difference between the British 80 and the like Spanish and French 80. Or the 74. 74s are always a good comparison. They're the, like I said, the Goldilocks here. All right, so that was a French third rate with a short spanker. Let's look at the British third rate with a short spanker. What are our differences here other than the French one can't fight as good? It's not lanterns. Maybe it's guns on the quarterdeck and stuff. No. Vauxhall 4 and 4. I cannot tell the difference between these two. Let's see here. Is it the stern? No. Is there a difference in the freeboard? No. Is it the bow? No. The bowsprits appear to be the same. I don't know the difference here. Maybe I'll get on and ask Henry what the difference is. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to tell once I print them. And I can get real close to the models with my face and have them about to the point where the yards are poking me in the eyeballs.
There you go.
Seems like a good way to do it most of the time. All right. Let's do one of each of the British ships, and we'll put a single support under the spanker like he says you can try. See how they print. We're going to do entirely short spankers. Da, 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 da. Ooh, the frigate. How long is the frigate? 33. Oh, God, he even has them scaled right. Man, I love this guy. All right. This 50 gun force rate looks awesome, too. It's got the 2 full gun decks. All right, and the 64 with the short spanker. Okay. Now let's select all, go to supports, manual supports. No, don't raise. How do I get this to not raise? The new Chitterbox is confusing. Jeff, Jeff, are you still on here, buddy? If you are, or if Chris Long is on here, where on the new Chitterbox do I make it so that the support doesn't raise off of the support doesn't raise the models off of the bed?
That I do not know.
Neither do I. Enhanced settings? No, these are all support settings, not... Advanced? No, I don't want to... No, I don't want to do... God damn it. I don't want to do... I just want to... No, I don't want to go to pro or anything like that. I just want to not raise my figures off the bed. This used to be very easy. Huh. Walkabout, my man. How on earth do I get in the new Chitta box? How do I get my shifts to not jump off of the build plate in supports? Well, we'll just try without it then. He says they print without it. We'll just try that. Do 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 do. I'm going to cram the fuck out of ships onto this build plate once the time comes.
Is that your Saturn?
No. I haven't used that thing in years, to be honest with you. I can't figure out the big fat flexion and stuff. It just fucks with me nonstop. But there's 7 of them on here, and they're just in a neat little row right in the center. And there is a lot of room between them, and I can very easily move them off to one side and put an entire second row on here. I'm going to be printing like 20 ships at a time. Jesus. Let's slice this bad boy. Age of sale test. Save. One thing I have noticed is either the USB port on this Mars isn't that great, or the little thumb drive they give you isn't that great.
Probably the little thumb drive they give you is not that great.
Like I gotta wiggle. Well, it's got to be the thumb drive because it does it on the port down here too on the computer. It like if you push it all the way in, it doesn't connect. You got to get it
That's
like
odd.
80% of the way in, and then it'll function. But
I've
whatever.
had that problem before.
Yeah, such is life. I'm not worried about it. I have many Elegoo little yellow thumb drives.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you need all the extra shit on there. If you can just throw a thumb drive with a single STL on it in there, I don't know. Or a
Yeah, you
GUI
can.
file.
Yeah, you can.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, that opens up a world of possibilities then too. But either way, Chris, I gotta bounce out of here, take a shower, and go to sleep, my man.
Yeah, I got to do the same. So, folks, for those that are still here, thanks for showing up and watching. I appreciate it. McMurray, thanks for hopping on. This was
Always.
going to be a very boring show otherwise.
Hey man, we were
Um,
wargaming like talk the entire day.
Yep. So, until next time, which will be next Wednesday, uh, we will see you later and keep warm. And hopefully, we don't see too much snow this weekend for those areas that have got snow.
I hope not.
So, all right. Take care, guys.
Later, everybody. See you, Paulie.